Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Fletcher, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Fletcher's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we use while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is the tug and let go on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. We've continued to use the training collar that Fletcher was set in on, and we will show you how to properly use that during your one-on-one lesson. Now Fletcher is sitting very nicely on Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience takes place. The first command they're going to go ahead and demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Fletcher take off doing that now, and the command you want to use is Fletcher heel. Now Fletcher has been trained to walk very nicely at your left hand side, at about your left heel position and at your pace, being sure not to pull ahead and drag you on that leash or lag behind for that matter. Also incorporated into the heeling exercise is an automatic sit, and this occurs anytime that you stop your feet. There's an example right there. Whenever you stop your feet, Fletcher should sit nicely right there, again about your left heel position, and he should remain seated in that position until you give him another command. Now the next command they're going to go ahead and demonstrate for you is the stay command, and the stay command is a hand and voice command. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm an inch or so in front of Fletcher's muzzle, and the one-word command to stay. Stay. You're then going to walk out to the end of your training leash. Now Fletcher should remain seated in this position throughout the entire command. This is a great command to help build up his self-control skills, so you want to make sure that you incorporate this command into your daily activities every day. Leave him in a sit-stay and slowly increase your time that you leave him in that sit-stay. Now Fred returns back to Fletcher by walking all the way around him and behind him as an added distraction. Turns back to heel position. Fletcher remains seated. Awesome job, and they're going to run through that heel sit and stay again. You saw Fred give Fletcher a little scratch on the head there. That's just to keep him motivated. We use positive reinforcement and praise to let him know that he's doing a great job. Open flat of your palm in front of his muzzle and the command to stay, and out to the end of your leash. Now this time, instead of returning back to Fletcher, Fred is going to demonstrate the come command. You're going to call Fletcher in using his name in a happy tone. He should come in and sit nicely right in front of you. Now he returns to heel position by heeling around the back of you. Returning back to your left hand side, sitting nicely, back in heel position. Very nicely done. They'll demonstrate that again. Leave him in a sit-stay, walk out to the end of the leash. Call him in using his name in a happy tone. When he comes in, be sure that he sits. Good job. And return him to heel position, heeling around the back of you, returning him to your left hand side, making sure that he sits again. Good job. Awesome job. Now the next commands they're going to demonstrate for you are down commands, and the first is down from a heel position. Again, you're going to use the open flat of your left palm, straight down towards the ground this time, and the one-word firm command to down. Then give him a stay and walk out to the end of the leash, same as you did with the sit-stay. Again, this is another great command to help develop those self-control and maturity skills, to make sure you're incorporating this command into your everyday activities as well. And this is a great time to remind you that although you should be practicing your commands throughout the day during all your activities and your normal routines, you should set aside about a 15 to 20 minute session to run through all of your formal obedience commands. It's a great mental exercise for the dogs. It keeps them focused and fresh and on top of their commands. Fred returned back to Fletcher. He remained laying that whole time. Great job. They will demonstrate that for you again. Open flat of your palm, straight down towards the ground. Good job. Now this time they will demonstrate that come command again for you, but this time from the down position. Fletcher gets up, comes in, sits down, heels around the back, back to left hand side. He sits. Awesome job, very well done. Now they do have one last command to demonstrate for you, and that's our down from a distance command, and we'll give them some time to set up for that command. Now for this command, we'll give them a minute, sorry about that. There we go. Going to leave them in a sit stay, walk out to the end of the leash. And from the end of the leash, you're going to give the down command. Open flat of your palm, down towards the ground, command to down. Good job. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Fletcher has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Fletcher, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.